The situation in Kenya today has become even more tricky and confusing because it seems that Raila Amolo Odinga has signed or intends to sign the National Dialogue Committee document, the Ruto-Raila talks, controversial, that have been going on in Bomas. The document those guys came up with, it seems, has Raila Odinga's signature. In a presser held a few hours ago, Raila even told us that Azimio is still intact and that the signatures of Martha Karua will be on that document. Raila told us she's presently out of the country in Somaliland. He also told us the signature of Eugene Wamalwa, who was a key leader from Azimio in those talks, will also be on that document. We already know that President William Samoei Ruto has praised the same document. He has said it is okay. The government will implement everything in it, etc., etc. And so we can safely assume his signature will also be on that document. Hey, now, my friends, there's a problem here. And we all know what the problem is. Most Kenyans did not want Raila to sign that document. Why? Because it did not address the real needs and concerns of the long-suffering people of Kenya. And those major concerns were, number one, cost of living. Number two, opening the servers, electoral justice. Those two issues were not adequately addressed according to the majority of Kenyans. And therefore many Kenyans, even on this channel in the comments area, in previous videos, urged Raila not to come anywhere near that document. But now, we know that the reality is that Raila has signed it. Now, let us also be careful to take note of the fact that even as Raila told us he will sign the document, and told us that the document falls short, he called it a good beginning. A good beginning of what? Raila also told us that Kenyans should prepare themselves for a referendum. Okay, that was very clear. The clear insinuation here is that although the document was signed, it is not over. Okay, that is really what Raila was saying. But according to me, Kenyans are not happy. Okay, they did not want that document signed. They do not want any compromise with the Ruto administration. Many of them believe that the suffering which Kenyans are going through right now is mostly due to Ruto policies. And I agree, including the notorious, devastating monster called Finance Bill 2023, which was full of taxes, including increasing tax by actually doubling the tax on fuel, petrol, which obviously affects everything else. And all this in a backdrop where the Ruto administration continues to borrow like there was no tomorrow. Indeed, we have been told, I believe by billionaire Jimmy Wanjigi, that what Ruto has borrowed in a short time in power is the kind of borrowing Kenya should have made over a 60-year period. It was done over a period of about 12 months. What? And Kenyans cannot see where the money is going. We are told The debts are being paid. Yeah, debts which were borrowed a long time ago, like during the Uhuru Kenyatta presidency. And of course, UDA are conveniently forgetting that it was not really the Uhuru presidency. Yeah, it was the Uhuru Ruto presidency. Okay, Raila came in very late in the game in 2018, when most of the borrowing had already been done. Most of the very reckless borrowing, including the controversial SGR borrowing, had been done under the Uhuru Ruto presidency. Okay, UDA will not tell you that, of course. So let us break this down. What does it mean? What should we expect going forward? Etc. etc. But very quickly before I do that, allow me to introduce our sponsors for today's show. People who you are very, very familiar with. And most of you really love our sponsors today. It is of course the Kumekucha brand. Many political analysts have come and gone. Yeah, they've come and found Kumekucha and they've gone, while other new ones have come, and Kumekucha is still there. And I give glory to Almighty God for that, for sustaining us for a very long time. Now, very close to 2 decades, 20 years. A baby who was born in Kenya when the Kumekucha brand started is now already capable of voting. That is really something. And I take this opportunity to thank all of you who have consistently, through thick and thin, through hard times and good times, supported the Kumekucha brand. Asanteni sana. And I assure you that today I rededicate myself once again to the service of my country and to the service of all you patriotic Kenyans who love your country as much as I do, especially as we enter as a country into a very deadly watershed moment for the country called Kenya, that is going to decide what kind of country we are all going to leave behind for our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, etc. etc. And if you love this channel, if you love this brand, you have an opportunity to support us by sponsoring this segment and creating awareness about whatever it is that you want people to be aware of. Maybe some real estate, a plot or something that you want to sell. Maybe your business. Whatever it is, you can see details on your screens right now. Full details in the description area of this video on YouTube. Right, let's get on with the show today. Folks, the true situation of our politics in Kenya today is that kama ilikuwa imeumana, sasa imeumana kuumana. We have Azimio on one side appearing to work under some certain restrictions. We don't know from where, but maybe if you have no idea or you want to confirm, you can find out in my weekly intelligence briefings, number 116. And on the other side, we have a UDA government, UDA Kenya Kwanza government, that has no idea of what they're doing. They're getting the country deeper into debt. They are taxing everything that moves. Despite the protests of Kenyans, despite the protests of Azimio, they're taxing everything, raising levies, doing all kinds of things that are raiding the pockets of long-suffering Kenyans who are already pushed into a corner. And the same government seems to have no clue about retaining power, about playing politics so that they retain power until the next election. They seem to have no idea. And meanwhile, Kenyans are getting angrier and angrier. Kenyans are being pushed further and further into that deadly corner where the people, as far as human nature is concerned, human nature always tells us, Kenyans are being pushed into that corner where they will have to react. And I'm very afraid of that reaction. And you too should be, if you understand these things. But if you're a young man of instant coffee and Netflix movies and theories, textbook theories, you believe everything is okay. Tukutane kwa debe 2027. But I need to warn you, utajua aujui. So, why did Raila sign that document? Why? Many Kenyans are feeling betrayed. Why did he sign it? Well, let me just put it like this. Raila's options, as far as that document was concerned, were very limited. Raila's options, as far as maandamano are concerned, are very limited, especially because of what happened in the last maandamano. You know, many Kenyans have forgotten that there are people who lost their lives to police brutality in the last maandamanos, and those people so far have faced no consequences for their actions, which obviously came from the top. And also those people on the top have faced no consequences so far. And people don't love Raila for nothing. He really cares about ordinary people. It really keeps him awake at night, thinking of possible casualties from maandamanos. People don't get that, of course. People are impatient. And the other factors tying Raila's hands, very sensitive information, which I discuss in my latest weekly intelligence briefings, number 116. But it is also true that Raila is doing something. It's not that he has given up, no. He is doing a lot in his continued fight for Kenyans. But what I see ahead is the rapid rise of other prominent names and leaders, some of whom may lead future maandamanos. That is what I'm seeing. For instance, it is not lost on close observers that Martha Karua has been missing in Azimio key events in recent times. Okay, the latest excuse we're given is that she's out of the country. Raila told us that. But it is not lost on Kenyans that indeed the Mount Kenya leadership is not happy signing the National Dialogue Talks document. They're not happy. That should be obvious. And I'm sure you know, a leader missing somewhere could be a strategic political move, like Eugene Wamalwa missing at that very important presser where Raila announced that Azimio were going to sign or had already signed the National Dialogue Talks document, the talks which we went into to stop maandamano. Never forget that. That was the whole reason behind it. And the reason why Kenyans were demonstrating were two key issues that have not been adequately addressed in the so-called agreement between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio. And so my strong advice is keep your eyes open for rising, very fast rising, new names in Kenyan politics. And another prominent political name that is already rising very fast, and we should keep a very, very close eye on, is, wait for this one, the long-suffering common mwananchi, the Kenyan. Going forward, I believe that politicians are going to find themselves under so much pressure they have never seen before. Yeah, politicians are going to feel very pressed down by the people of Kenya, who are now almost completely cornered. Yeah, life in Kenya has become unbearable, and that's not news. Already, UDA and Kenya Kwanza leaders are finding it very difficult to address the public in most areas of the country, and that includes Ruto himself. And now we are rapidly moving into a situation where the same will apply to many Azimio leaders, indeed most of them. And this may also just be the opportunity for some very ambitious politicians like Babu Owino to take center stage in the upcoming mother of all maandamanos. I will of course keep you posted. Now, weekly intelligence briefings number 116 is out. If it is not yet in your inbox, expect it over the next couple of hours tops. And this is also the perfect opportunity for those who follow this channel, but are not yet members of my weekly intelligence briefings, to become subscribers. And the very latest special offer is the year when the Kumekucha brand was launched. 2005 in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. That is the year the Kumekucha brand was launched, in May 2005. And therefore, for the next 48 hours, you can become a subscriber of my weekly intelligence briefings for only 2005 Kenya shillings, or $15 only. You can get a full year subscription to my weekly intelligence briefings. Now, the information in the latest WIB 116 is highly sensitive, but it explains a lot. You'll be able to totally understand why our politics right now is the way it is, very confusing. You'll also be able to totally understand the recent puzzling moves of one Raila Amolo Odinga. Therefore, take full advantage of this offer. You can see details on your screens right now, repeated in the description area below on this video on YouTube. Please act right away, and remember, as you do so, you're also supporting me and the important work I do on this channel. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.